Howdy, everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Chill and Chat. And I'm going to present this right from the get-go. If you know, you know. I met the man, the myth, the legend. He was there today, and he was very expressive in his greeting. He does it. He came to the table, but he didn't use words. He used this piece of paper, and this piece of paper said all. Yes, it is eBay. He is here, and he is as kind-hearted of a person as ever, and that's all I can say. So, he also gave me this fantastic Wheaties Willie Mays, I guess, what would you call it? Wheaties box. Yeah, Wheaties box panel. And on the back is a Parade magazine print of Mays himself. Mr. Bay, I have learned your name, but as we talked, the lore will continue of your mystery. And who is truly Mr. Bay? And will he continue to use capital letters when he greets you? We shall see. Let's do a roll call, everybody. Welcome. We're going to have a panel tonight. We're going to talk a lot about Strongsville, but more just the excitement factor and what we're all looking for, and just the things that, and maybe just for those that have gone, for those that haven't gone, and I think that's just to kind of build up some excitement, because we are just under a month away before the big extravaganza. So a lot to look forward to. Let's get to a roll call so I can get my panel in, and we'll go from there. So Carl is here, ready guys. It'll be 10 a.m. here on a gloomy Monday, going to 70 degrees. And I did receive your email, Carl. Looks like everything's a go for that card that you got. And there he is, Mr. eBay, on a piece of paper as well. Hello, everybody. Stephen with PH, good to have you here. Andy, it was good chatting with you today at the show. We had a good, lengthy conversation, both about cards and both about non-card stuff, too. Jake is here from Jacob Dahl. Sven is here. Ross, good to have you here. John is here from JP Cards. Orioles Collector, what is happening? Ruben is here under his Confluent Sports Cards channel. There's not nearly enough Strongsville talk. Well, we're going to add to the list. Let's see. Cardboard Coach Neil is here. What is up? Dave from Peacemaker Cards. Ryan's Bullpen Sports Cards is here. Melissa's here. Jeremy is from California, is hanging out with us. Boston fan is here. Phil Nukerfan 35 with the fireball. Everyone, well, maybe not right now. Everyone at work, going to watch what I can. Maybe afterwards. Matt Bowler, what's up, is here. Jim Faulkner is here. Good to have you guys. Jimmy, good afternoon. Let's see who else. Going through the. Looking forward to the show. Scott is here. Yes, I think we all share that same sentiment. Doug from Joe Wood Collector, good to have you here. Drew from the Vintage Legacy. Kurt is here. Rob Cash Cards. Brian is here. And good to have everybody. All 36 of y'all that are here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Let's get this going. So I'm going to bring all my panel members in. I'm just going to unmute their mics so that there's no awkwardness there. Mike is here, JT, Gordon, and Jason. There we go. Now we have ourselves a good-looking panel. So welcome, guys. Welcome.
How are you, my friend?
Hanging out. I'm sure a lot of us are in saving mode right now, kind of just or selling mode, one or the other. So this, I think, we always kind of go into these giant shows with some sort of idea, or or maybe not have an idea, but the mystery of the unknown, I guess, for some, and for others, it's the curiosity that gets us the most, and learning about who's going to be there, what dealers are going to be there, and so forth. So figured we'll talk a little bit about what are some of the things that we would love to find, and whatever they are, I'll try to bring them up on in the live stream, so that people get an idea of what it looks like, so we can help each other out, perhaps.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That's good stuff. I don't know, you guys. I know there's a couple newbies. Mike, this will be your first time. I'll let you kind of kick it off.
Well,
What are your expectations? What are you looking for?
My expectations more than anything is to have a lot of fun. I mean, I'm going really to meet all you guys first and foremost. If you watch my channel, you'll know where I live at, which is just to the west of Kansas City. There's not a lot of vintage shows. There's not a lot of vintage at shows. There's not a lot of YouTubers around here. So I'm going to get a double whammy of, meeting a lot of people, seeing cars that I've never seen in person. I got a little bit of a taste at a show in St. Louis, the Westport show last October. First table I went to was Bill Chappell's. I didn't know it was Bill Chappell's because I was too shocked at the cards I was looking at, to be honest with you. Tim Payne was there. I mean, these are guys that never come around my area. So I'm excited to go. My expectations are I'm going to have a hell of a lot of fun hanging out with as many people as I can, meeting as many people, starting up some friendships and conversations. That's the biggest thing for me. The cards are going to be the icing on the cake.
Awesome.
But let's talk a little bit about the cards. So what is are there any cards in particular?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know some people don't like to talk about the cards that they're on the hunt for. I'm not competitive that way. This is a hobby for me, first and foremost. I'm not out there for anything more than that. So there's a couple cards, depending on, I'm actually trying to sell some stuff right now. So my dream card if I could get one, which I don't think I will, but I would love to get a 49 Bowman Jackie. But the card's more realistic that I'm really going to be on the hunt for is a T206 Walter Johnson portrait, born in Kansas, best player that's ever been born in Kansas. We only have 2 Hall of Famers. You got Walter Johnson, Joe Tinker, and then you dropped it down to like Johnny Damon. So come on, we just don't have a lot to go on here. Red Heart Musial is another one that I'm on the hunt for. And then a Cash and Ruth. Now, when I say all these, I'm expecting, if I get the Robinson, that's probably going to be it for me. It's probably going to wipe me out of money. But the other ones that I'd like to get, the Red Heart Musial, the T206 Walter Johnson, and the Cash and Ruth, I could conceivably come home with 2 of those. I'd like to get a 67 Vinny Veda Pinson. And then I have some smaller stuff, fill-in stuff. But, if I come home with 2 of those 4 that I'm on the hunt for, I mean, you'll have to sedate me. I'm going to be so excited. I'll be bouncing off.
So, to help you a little bit, for the Veda Pinson, it's possible that Phil Gary could be your guy for that.
Well, somebody in the YouTube land has one. He won't give me a price, but I know he has one, and he might be bringing it to Strongsville. So, Joshua, you know who you are.
Vintage Card Wonderland. Yeah. Cool. JT, what about you, man?
I am also in saving mode, but I did take a big hit at the Philly show. When I see something and I like it, and it's something that catches my eye, I just grab it, especially if it's a reasonable deal or something that is somewhat tough to find. I'm basically focused on 4 sets right now, although I'm not going to, pigeonhole myself, but also cash-ins, Mike, but I already have the Ruth, so we won't be fighting over that. Probably a Garrick is high on my list. There's a few others I'd like to have. Mayo Cup plugs really have my interest. I picked up a nice one at Philly last week and probably overpaid a little bit, but the ones I'm looking for, which are Hall of Famers or just fringe just on the outside, which I picked up a Bill Dolan. That is definitely high on my list. If there's a Kid Nichols out there, that is about as high on my list as it can be. But probably don't or won't have the funds, or if I do, that'll be the only card I get. Cracker Jacks, I'm very deep into Cracker Jacks. In fact, that's probably the set I'm most active on. Interestingly enough, I have no interest in any of the non-Hall of Fame portraits. I only like the action shots. I will do Hall of Fame portraits, but non-Hall of Famers I'm staying away from. And then E90-1s, I have probably 15 or so of those, and I'm looking to get a few more. Those are the ones I'm really focused on, but if something catches my eye.
JT, you've gone before? You've gone before to the Strongsville?
I have not gone to Strongsville. This is I pretty much do the Philly show, and I did the national when it was in Atlantic City. That's kind of it.
Did they before we continue? Did they publish the layout of the tables?
I thought they did. I thought they did earlier this week.
I figured that might be helpful.
I may be wrong on that. I think Four Collectors had the two guys on, and I thought they had the layout then.
Yeah. Well, I got the list at the very least, and I'm kind of looking through the names right now. Let me just bring this up so that we can kind of get an idea of who's going to be there. So, I mean, some of these names, like obviously Howard Chassers, Garrett, Garrett's going to be there. Brian Deck, if you guys are familiar with Brian Deck. Yeah, he's got a good inventory of stuff that kind of I'm not gonna off the beaten path is not the right word, but you guys gonna get what I'm saying, I think. Obviously Bill Chappell, and then Collector Investor Auctions looks like they're gonna have a table. This guy Edward Delatt, he's on Facebook a lot. He carries a lot of really fun inventory pieces. Steve Wilk as well, Diamond Cardboard. It's good stuff. Some of these other names I'm not as familiar with. Maybe you guys are. I don't know if you guys can see it well. Just Craig Halbig, from years past. Phil Gary, of course. JD Heckathorn. Ed DeSerio. Ed DeSerio is really good for some unique pieces as well.
Are you sharing the list, Sammy? I'm not seeing it on the.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I have to get rid of that video. Oh man, I'm okay. Hold on.
Tim Payne's going to be there, right? I'm assuming Tim will be there. Most of the deals. My understanding is that because of this migration of modern and vintage, that there's actually going to be more vintage dealers. They were able to open it up for more dealers.
All right, hang
so
on.
Some that were on the wait list are now available to be at the show.
Sorry about that, guys. Let me bring it up again. We'll do that. We'll just go through the list really fast. Can you guys see it now?
There you go. Now we can see it.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can make this a little bit bigger. So again, yeah, these are just the different names that are there. I've gone through a number of these names already.
Can you guys hear Sammy? Because I cannot.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jason, your computer, man. I don't know. No good, Jason? All right. Well, he'll come back.
Good to see Baggers on there. He stopped going to the Philly show.
Why did he? What was the reason for that? Just
I think according to Stan, I think he just kind of, is taking a slow. He's slowing down a little bit, I guess. I don't know. I mean, they're both coming from Ohio. It's probably a big ordeal for him to grab him and his wife out there, and anything else.
Right. That's right. I did. I realized that because he's usually set up near the front.
Correct.
All right. Henry Reynolds, another good seller. I'm guessing Irene Pike is Michael Pike's wife. I'm not sure, but I'm not seeing Michael Pike anywhere. But he's does a lot of the Negro Leagues cards and such. Tim Payne, that's gonna be I only ever see Tim Payne at the National and at Strongsville. So. But nevertheless, I mean, the list goes on. It's a lot of a lot of great names in here, and it should make for a nice hodgepodge of different dealers from all different territories. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I actually have I've been going through what I'm going to bring to sell too. I'm probably going to sell, if anyone's interested, a 62 set, top set, and I have a whole bunch of 60s cards that I just don't pay as much attention to anymore. That probably be better in someone else's hands that are all slabbed.
Yeah.
So, including some mantles.
I'm just gonna give Scott a shameless plug, but because we all love his shirts. If anyone wants shirts, I'm placing my Strongsville order on Friday, so let me know what you might want. Cool. Wearing one of his newest shirts, the Cycle.
Nice. I definitely want to get some of his stuff, but I don't know what to look for.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff. He'll be, I assume, and Jason, you can tell me if this is the case. I assume he's going to have a table at the trade night.
He will. He's got a full table. So most of us are splitting tables because we're trying to get a lot of the community involved, and we wanted everyone who wanted a table to have one, but everyone's basically splitting a table, and then we wanted to keep some open for people who are last minute and wanted to jump in.
How many tables are there going to be?
I think there's up to. I think we can have up to 28. Okay. And I think right now we've got 19 filled, and I think we're kind of keeping the last 8 or 9 open for people who are at the show. I'm kind of locked in. We're kind of locked in on everybody in the community. You know, I reached out a couple weeks ago to everybody, and I'm like, all right. And then we kind of froze that up a little bit because we want others to be able to jump in too.
Gotcha. All right. Another little plug, Drew. Drew has some really cool card stands that he makes himself. I actually have one right here that he gifted me. Or yeah, I think he gifted Jake, myself, and Dom when we all roomed together. So really cool stands. Really, you know, so it looks like he has plenty of those, almost at a card rack. So let him know if anybody needs anything. So
perfect. I already put my order in with Drew. Now I got to put one in with Scott. So I'll just call Scott.
This is the live stream where you do not have to pay for plugs.
Right, exactly. Free advertisement for everybody.
There you go. I'm happy to share the wealth. All right, Gordon, what about you, man? This is your first time going, or have you gone before?
No, first time going. In fact, this is really going to be the first big vintage show for me. I live in Atlanta, and there's just nothing here like that. The closest would be Nashville, and I've gone to that a couple times, but that's a 4-hour drive for me.
Yeah.
So, and the last time I went to that, it was the same weekend as Chantilly, so it was kind of a little disappointing. But yeah, so I don't know how big it's going to be, but it'll be better than probably any show I've ever been to. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I'm. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm primarily looking for 2, maybe 3 cards, and I'm not, Mike. I'm not going to be in any kind of a race, but the 49 Bowman Jackie is the #1 card on my list. If that doesn't pan out, then the 34 Gehrig, the yellow, I think it's number 37, is the other card that I want. And then if neither one of those happen, I mean, I can't get them both. I don't have the budget for both. But if neither one of those pan out, then the 53 Bowman Pee Wee Reese is my final call. And I'll be honest with you, dude. Like, I've been to shows. I've driven up to Nashville and back. 9.5 hours round trip and didn't buy anything. So if the right card's not there, I'm prepared to walk away. I'm primarily going. I mean, listen, all 3 of those cards I can get on eBay. So it's it's not like it's a big deal, but I'm primarily going for the community. I've been on YouTube for 3 years, and probably the first year and a half or more, I kind of was in a shell, and I've started to try and reach out and have people on my channel, and so I've gotten to know a few people over the last year, and it's been kind of neat. So I want to meet people in real life, and so that's a big part of it. I watched Tony Talks Cards. He did a video with Matt and Rusty, and Matt mentioned the 3 C's that I wrote down: caffeine, cards, and community, which I thought was pretty funny, and so I think probably I would put community first. All right, I think that's ultimately why I'm going community, and then caffeine and cards, probably on equal grounds for me on this trip, but I'm looking forward to it. And I do have a couple cards that I'm thinking about bringing for trade night, but I have a really hard time letting things go. I'm not a hoarder, but once I buy something, I have a hard time letting it go. So we'll see. It's easier for me to let cash go than to let one of my babies go.
I hear you.
3 great choices, by the way, Gordon.
No doubt.
Yeah, well, I've been on a spending freeze for quite a while, so.
Well, I'm definitely not anybody who's going to win a speed contest running around the tables, but I'm not afraid of tripping anybody. So just to let you know that.
I'm pretty certain of the 3 that you named, Gordon, you'll find something there. I mean, you'll find multiples of what you're looking for there. So it's just all dependent on the card that's right for you. But I'm believing all 3 that you mentioned will be there in multiples. So,
well, there's the financial pressure, right? I mean, the Jackie's going to have to be 1, 2, 2.5, maybe, based on my funds. So we'll see.
And you said the 49 Bowman Jackie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Our buddy Steven bought his 49 Leaf Jackie at the show 2 years ago, and which is even pricier than the Bowman.
Yeah.
And there were, I don't know, there were maybe 5 or 6 of those in the show at that
I don't
point in
think there's
time.
anybody more excited at that Strongsville show than Steve.
Right.
He came up to me like I wouldn't say shaking, but kind of just over this world, out of this world, ecstatic. And I wish I can embody that enthusiasm.
No, it was pretty awesome.
My enthusiasm is pretty subdued, but
what? No
it's
way.
There. It's there. I swear to God, it's there. But yeah, Jason, Stephen came up and he was like, he said he called his wife and told her that he bought this card, and she was so happy for him. And he's like, I love this.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was very cool.
Yeah, I always it's one of those memories that there's different memories of different collectors over the years that from the various shows that we've all gone to.
How many have you been to already, Sammy?
Right, Sammy?
What's that?
That was 2 years ago when he bought it.
Yeah, that was 2 years. That was 2 years ago.
How many have you been to already, Sam?
Strongsville. This will be my 3rd time going.
Okay.
I went to the first one when they just moved over to the ice rink. That was kind of the first one. That was like, there's been YouTubers that have gone to the ones in the past, but this is like that year was the first time. It was an explosive number of people going, and I can't remember. I guess it was Chris from Missouri who kind of sprinkled.
Yeah. Once Chris from Kansas told everybody about it, that was the first year I was there too. You and I, Sammy, that was my first. So this will be my 3rd one as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chris from
Kansas, I love it.
Oh, it's not Kansas? Oh, did I make a mistake there? My bad.
Speaking of Chris from Missouri, real quick, Chris, if you're watching, you did not respond to either of my texts that I sent you, and you probably want to. Which may be just par for the course. Maybe he just doesn't know how to use his phone. I don't know.
I can guarantee you that's par for the course.
We were talking about that last night, JT. I was on a chat with him, and that it's well known amongst everybody who knows Chris. If you might as well text to a stranger, you'll get a better chance of getting a response and text.
Well, I don't know how else you reach out to him. What's that?
He'll admit that he does not respond very well to text. There he is.
Yeah, but you can see that he must be on some crazy delay because we're way past this. We're way past talking about it and talking now about how he doesn't know how to use his phone.
Hey, can I do a shameless plug for Chris?
Yeah,
I know everybody probably knows Chris's channel, but he is going to do, if I believe, and Chris, let me know if I'm wrong, he's going to do a video, kind of a roll call of people who are going. I think there's a lot of people going for their first time. I mean, there's 3 of us right here, and I know a lot of people that are new YouTubers that are also going to be going for the first time. And just think about all the people who are viewers who don't do anything with content. There's going to be a lot of them coming for the first time as well. It's going to be great.
Well, the reason I say that is because his last video was if anybody would be willing to support, the thing he was doing, and I said yes, I'd be happy to do some financial support. But if he doesn't reach out to me, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Just throw the money in the air and hope it gets to him?
You can give it to me. I'll make sure he gets it, JT.
Oh, man. Hello and welcome. I don't know how to use my phone, but he's when he's near his phone, he'll get back to you quickly. But if it's not near him, yeah, you might be waiting a little bit.
And that's all right. He kind of, in all seriousness, he was the one who kind of made this what it is. And, we often talk when we talk about the community, we tend to we can bite the hand that feeds us, right? So the show was much smaller, much more intimate. It was in the hotel at the Best Western prior to going to the skating rink. Word of mouth gets around. You hear about things, and every year since, it's grown bigger and bigger and bigger. So I get a kick out of when the community or content creators complain about, things getting too big. Well, we were the cause of some of that. So, I kind of embrace it and just hope for the best. I do collect all, so when I'm really broke, I might just go to the modern side and start digging through dollar boxes when I'm down to my last $30. So there might be an option for me even on that side of the curtain, if you will. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's actually grown as I mentioned earlier, it's grown the vintage dealers, so I think that's a plus as well. So
yeah, I think. And speaking of one of the dealers, just showed up.
There he is. That's my roommate.
Yeah, man.
Gonna score me some massive deals, right, Phil?
So Phil is the like I mentioned, the Veda Pinson, Venezuela. Phil, let us know if you have one. Mike from Jayhawk was looking for one. If you do have one and you don't mind putting it aside for him so he can at least take a look at it, because there's 68 people watching. Maybe there's another Veda Pinson collector who wants it right now. So you're gonna have to fight those 68 people.
If it wasn't part of my set, Mike, I'd be happy to give you it.
I'll mention what I'm looking for, and just these are just cards that just come off the top of my head immediately. One is the turkey red Mathewson, in a low grade, like a one or a two at best, because they get really expensive. And if not that, then a 59 Venezuelan Willie Mays. I'd be open to that as well. I missed out on one that sold for like $800 in a Facebook group. And because I'm sure we've all, or whoever amongst us here dabbles with the Facebook groups. If you know, you'll go into a group and you'll see a card that was posted like an hour ago, and it says sold, and it's a card you really wanted, and it's like always you just miss out.
Yep. Absolutely.
I haven't taken that dive yet. I'd like to, but I don't know where the right places to go and who to trust and so on and so forth. But I'm sure I'll get some of that information at Strongsville.
Yeah, I mean, Gordon, you I know you and I dabble with that stuff.
I hate Facebook. Because like
stay away, Gordon. Stay away.
No, I mean, like you can't tell. Like I don't understand what the sorting is. Like it doesn't seem to sort based on most recent posts. I can't figure out exactly how it's presenting information to me. And I have bought cards on Facebook, and I've never had a problem. I use goods and services, so it's never been an issue. But I just hate the format. I don't like it at all. But it's a necessary evil, I think, because I don't do Twitter. So,
but you do. You're on Reddit though.
Reddit, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I know you and I have been on the baseball cards vintage, and I think you are a moderator or the administrator. Yeah. It's a good group. It's growing.
Yeah, I think it's a good place. I think it's. I mean, I'm not trying to pump it or anything, but I think it's a safe place to buy and sell. And again, I think I have been burned. I got burned on the parent sub baseball cards. I got scammed there by not, like an idiot, not paying with goods and services, and got burned. But never again. Yeah. I have pretty much narrowed it down to. I really don't. Most of the things that I'll buy will be on eBay, to be honest with you, and it sucks. I mean, I hate it because, you're paying a premium, you're paying taxes and all that, but
and the fees.
Yeah,
there's the seller gets more of the fees than the buyer, but I get what you're saying.
Didn't Boston Card Collector just come out with a video saying that goods and services will no longer be able to be used for, or they won't back up purchases for cards? I don't know. I thought I saw that.
Ooh,
that's new to me.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. That's news.
That would be important to know.
So I wouldn't think he'd put that out if he wasn't sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. Boston Card Collector.
Alan?
I forget
Boston fan?
Name. I'll look him up while we're talking.
It says so. Again, this is all new to me, so I'm just kind of going by what I'm seeing. But PayPal goods and services no longer covers trading cards.
Wow.
That's wow.
Yeah.
That's
You're reading that from PayPal's website?
No. This is just speculation, I think.
Okay.
Because this is just people posting about it. So until we know more, until there's proper research done, this is all just speculative. But
yeah, I consider that a big safety net.
Boston Card Hunter is who said it.
Okay. And I've bought some pretty expensive cards online outside of eBay that I always felt like that was a good safety umbrella. But yeah, I'd have to think twice about buying a card online if that weren't there.
If that's the case, that is a big deal.
Yeah, Dan's confirming it. He's saying the same thing.
Dan from Steel City W's confirming that. That is wild.
Yeah.
I mean, then that just kills online. Then you have no choice but to go through platforms like eBay or auction houses or.
eBay owns PayPal though, don't they? Maybe that's why they're doing it.
That would make sense. That would make total sense.
Let's just keep messing up the hobby even more.
Right.
Well, there's no shortage of auctions, that's for sure. So plenty of those to grab cards from.
Well, I guess at this point is, I guess the move would be going forward is that you'll end up buying from sellers that you're familiar with and you're comfortable with.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've done multiple deals with. So
no, that's disappointing.
It is a little disappointing.
eBay says eBay does not own PayPal.
Okay.
Not yet. The talks have now started. You've heard it here. But all right. Back on some more positive talk and not about PayPal floundering trading cards. Yeah, so there's always that precipice that, like Jason talked about, just trying to save up and trying to kind of like put the blinders up so that nothing gets in his way. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys kind of fall in that same mantra, or do you guys kind of just feel like whatever opportunity comes up, it comes up?
If the opportunity is there, I think, especially with the way everything is going up in price, you'd be dumb to not take advantage of it if it comes along. Now, I'm a much lower budget collector than a lot of people going. So I have been putting on some blinders, but, Cardboard Coach Neil, I know he was in here. He had the nerve to show me a card that I've wanted of Lefty Grove that was on my list of the example of Lefty Grove that I wanted. And that SOB showed it on a chat one night. And I was hoping Jason would want to snag it, but he didn't. So I felt I had to do that. But I sold something that I had, not a card. I sold some old monster toys that I had in my collection to pay for it. So that did not jump into my Strongsville budget at all. But this is my first time, so it is special to me. And most of the cards that I want to get, as Gordon said, you can find them on eBay. But where I live at, when I got to experience some shows, I've traveled to Oklahoma City and some other places to meet up with YouTubers to go to shows. And I've never had as much fun in this hobby than when I picked up big cards for me, little cards for other people, maybe, but big cards for me with my YouTube buddies. It just, you can't put a price on that for someone who's collected on an island in Kansas by themselves for over 40 years. It's been incredible. And then when I went to that show in Westport is in St. Louis, section of St. Louis. Mike Moynihan was there, Chris Missouri, Joe Redneck Collector, Ross Loves Cards. Chris's friends were there too, Tom Goop. Picking up cards at that show meant so much to me that I'm willing, for this Strongsville show, it's my first time, and meeting so many of you for the first time, I'm willing to bypass other opportunities. Now I don't have to worry about it. We're less than a month away, but I have bypassed some opportunities to pick up cards that I liked, that I saw on eBay, to try to find those cards at the show. Now, if I don't see cards that fit my eye appeal, I'm not going to overspend for them. I'm not going to just get a card to get a card. I'll save that money for something else. But I am looking forward to the opportunity to pick up cards and share in my excitement with all of you. And the same as watching you guys out there pick up cards. I get excited when people pick up cards that they like. I get almost as jacked up and stoked watching other people get the cards that they've been hunting for as the cards that I've been hunting for.
For sure. Do you guys have any cards readily available that you're going to be bringing to trade night, or is that out of reach right now? Okay.
Maybe. I would like to sell this before.
Hang on a second. Let me get you on the screen here.
So this is the highest graded by 2 grades SGC whiteback Roy Campanella. Now I took it to the Columbia show, and I think it was out to the price range for most of the people. There's no comp for this because there is no other SGC 7. The next highest SGC 7. Or next highest SGC is a 5. And this is a card that I honestly would rather sell before, because trade night's not going to help me spend money at the show because I'm leaving early Sunday morning for the 12-hour drive back to Kansas. So shameless plug again, Joe Redneck Collector, myself, and a couple other guys on Joe's series, The Bullpen. it's probably going to be this week, maybe next, but I think this week we're going to try to do a live stream where we're going to allow people to come on and hop on and show some cards that they plan on bringing. Not like 30 cards, but, a couple, 2 or 3 cards that you might be bringing for trade night. Maybe work a deal or two prior to trade night. So be on the lookout for that.
Cool. I just picked up some stuff that was technically for my next card show, which is happening in less than a month at Fishkill. But whatever doesn't sell, we'll get through to the trade night. These are just some pickups from today. I try to find cards that have good presentation, low grades, and I thought this Matthews just really looked nice for a 1. Just presents super nicely, and that's always the fun part, is finding the low grade stuff that has just really nice centering to it and just good color and so forth. Here's a nice looking centered maze I just picked up today that will be available. Another good looking 69 maze, again with just really good centering. And finally the 69 Ryan with, again, just good centering as well. But there's going to be more stuff as well that I'll have available. And people can reach out to me as well if they are interested in anything. I've done it before. I've done it for some other people. Whenever I've gotten some inventory stuff and I've presented it, they'll reach out and ask me, "Hey, I want to purchase that," and I'll say, "All right, well, we can make a deal at Strongsville or Independence, whatever you want to call it." So you can do it that way. But anyway, just putting that out there in case anybody's interested. They can reach out to me. Do you guys, JT, or any of you guys have any other?
I have a bunch, but I don't want to pick up all the time. But whatever, I'll do.
I would say, I mean, if you have like 5 to 10 cards. Oh, nice.
Reese rookie.
Oh, nice.
I'll try to pick out some of the better ones. Have a few Koufaxes.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Wow.
Mantle. That's a 7. Couple more.
Yeah, you got JT.
Yeah, I got a lot more, but that's good enough for now.
I have a sneaky hunch there might be a dealer hitting your table.
Yeah,
JT,
that's what I'm thinking, man.
Snagging all of that, and you're going to see it in the show on Friday.
They're gonna vulture around your half table.
Yep.
Hey, Sammy, I got a JT. Are you still showing something else? Because I had a question.
No, go, please.
So, Sammy, I wanted to ask you, because I know, like Chris from Missouri, he had a lot of, I'd say, like mid-tier at highest graded cards. A lot of 3s and 4s and things like that. Yeah. And he sold a shit ton of those at that Columbia show, and I sold a lot of those. And of course, like we talked beforehand, I sold a lot of ungraded. Are you finding that's the same? Because we've been hearing from a lot of people. Orlando has mentioned it. Coach Neal mentioned that a lot of dealers are losing inventory. They're just selling out. I didn't know if you had noticed that some of the lower grade cards. I think there's a lot of new money into the hobby right now. Not necessarily the high end, but just, guys our age that have been hearing about this, hopping in, and, they're starting off at the lower level, just dipping their toes into it. So I wonder if you're seeing that out your way back east.
So I'll give you my perspective on this. I'll give you my personal perspective as someone who is on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to like dealing. For me, my goal is always to try to find like lower grade cards, because lower grade cards will always cost less. But if I can find them that have good centering and just that present well enough, then I can work. Then it makes it easier for me, because the buyers that come to me are going to be most of the time are buying lower grade but presents better. Yeah. However, like when you expand out to the larger shows like Philly or White Plains, or let's say Strongsville as well, or Shriners, or the Nashville show, and so forth, the bigger dealers, the ones that have massive inventory, are going to have more premier high-end stuff. like they just have a bigger audience, a bigger,
Right.
bigger target. So they're able to attract not only the people that want lower grade stuff, but also the ones that will spend 5-6 figures, like, well, yeah, 4 or 5 to 6 figures on cards, so but me personally, for my table and how I set up, it's, always trying to keep it at a certain range for price on stuff. Just works for me personally.
I believe there is a little bit of a shift in how people are collecting, and I think a lot of it has to do with what's going on. Like that's just my opinion. I think the grading situation is an important situation within the vintage community, and I think a lot of people are, I think, didn't Moynihan do a video, there's going to be a revolt, and I really believe that maybe that's starting to happen. I mean, I wouldn't say it's to the points that he was making when I saw the video. It's such a small piece of the hobby at the end of the day that revolt's not going to affect anything to do with PSA or collects, but I think it's going to shift how people are collecting. I think Dan Vince's PC just did an SGC reveal, and he said this might be my last. He was questioning if this is the last time he's submitting to SGC, and Dan grades a lot. So I think people are kind of shifting their mindset. I shifted a couple months prior to that, so I'm okay. Nothing that I own or that I purchase is ever going to go to a grading company. So I shouldn't say never, but it's highly unlikely right now that it's going to a grading company. I will keep everything in the manner that I purchased it, which is either graded or ungraded. So
I don't know if I'd call it a revolt for me personally. I mean, I would just say I'm not grading stuff right now because of the current predicament, but it's not
I think well, that was Mike's video was there's going to be a revolt.
I'm not going out there with like protesting and
pitchforks. I call it more of a shift, Sammy. I think people are shifting their mindset and where their money's going to go.
I will say I have submitted I've only submitted one thing recently. I submitted that 1950s roll fast bicycle of Willie Mays photo that I sent out. I submitted to PSA's photo submission. And at this point, I'm kind of anticipating it taking like 4 months to sort out. But other than that, like I think at this point now, it's as someone who's setting up at shows on a small scale, I don't buy to potentially grade unless it's that good. And so now for me, it's like I'm gonna buy already graded cards, or I'll buy raw, like not lower end raw cards, but just cards anywhere between like, I don't know, like $10 to $100 depending on what it is. Maybe not even that much, but yeah, already graded cards. It's just a better process, obviously, for the obvious reason that you don't have to regrade them.
Yeah, I just think, and I thought I caught wind or saw a week ago, CGC's just raised their prices, right?
Yeah.
So the last of the major four that isn't owned by collects just jacked their prices up. So, it's like, where are we headed? What path are we going down? If you watch Dan's video, it took him 3 months to get the cards that he got. So, and that was SGC. And even some of the holders, they're using the baggies now, and it's not fit perfectly. And so we're going down to the customer service levels, going down and down and down. Prices are going up and up and up. And those who are used to the service that they were getting, what are you paying for at this point in time? I understand it. I totally get it. I'm not against grading. Like, if you grade your cards, I think that's cool. I did for a while. It's just, to me, I'd rather allocate my money towards getting more cards. So, and like you said, Mike, it's a hobby. Yeah. So you know what? If I'm buying a card, I think I've seen enough cards to know if it's real or if it's fake. I have a few that I purchased ungraded that are trimmed, and I know that. So I'll label that for myself as trimmed, but it's not going anywhere anyways. Because I'm like Gordon, I don't sell. I have a hard time getting rid of cards, so it's in my collection forever. So
speaking of which, yeah, go ahead.
Well, I have two potential cards that I'm bringing, but I have a hard time thinking that I'm actually going to let them go. But I shared this in the Discord. I am bringing this. It's a raw card, but I'm hoping that maybe I can swing a deal and trade this either straight up for 49 Bowman, Jackie, or
you know what? I think if that was autographed, you might get more for
right.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe I'll get an autograph first. And
That might be the inaugural set of that
That's
player too.
Actually, blue ballpoint pen. I hear that really increases the value.
the hat has changed, though. The hat has
Yes.
changed. So
I have mine graded.
There you go.
Oh, you've got a series 2. That was series 1.
Signed, I mean, not graded, signed.
Y'all are nuts.
Chris says
All right,
that's a fake. How does he
what's
know?
What's the other card? And please have it be not a Sammy Thunder card.
No, 1950 Bowman, Jackie. It's a 1.
Nice.
I figured it's easy to kind of liquidate that card and pick it back up if I need to later. But
Do you have it on hand?
we'll see. I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't have it. I don't have it in my hand. I had to run to my room to get the Sammy. It was right next to my bedstand where I keep it.
Wild. That's the rookie card.
That's what you said. The rookie, yeah.
I think I have that rookie card as well. It's in my vault. It's in my safe right now.
I
with
think
my Ruth and everything else. So.
I think I've stopped doing custom cards. I'm not going into these shows with custom cards anymore.
I still have a roll of stickers. That's about as far as I go, Sammy.
I mean, I have like a remainder of the last ones I made. So I mean, if anybody wants,
I'll take one, Sammy. I would be proud to have a Sammy Thunder card.
All right.
I want a Mookie Chilson special. I want it defaced with pinholes in it.
There you go. Yeah.
Steel City DW caught me.
It's on his back.
I tell you what I might do, Sammy, which is kind of, I just said it earlier. I don't really sell too often, and it's been bubbling in my head as I might pull the trigger for the first time. This is now a modern and vintage show, right? So I was considering, I've got a lot of modern that I'm far less attached to than some of my vintage. So and bigger stuff like LeBron James rookies and things of that nature. And I'm like, all right, maybe that's what I bring, and maybe I separate from some of that stuff, and it still brings higher dollar. It still brings better dollars than what I paid for it, and I can use that elsewhere. So I'm considering bringing some modern. Now it's trade night. It'll probably be predominantly vintage, but we'll see. Maybe trade bait on the other side of the curtain. So
yeah.
So they do a good job of separating the vintage guys from the modern stuff.
So this is the first time it's been like that, Gordon. And my understanding is that there's actually going to be a curtain dividing the line of what there'll be walkthroughs, but one side is going to be modern and one side is going to be vintage.
Okay.
And I've been hearing about the curtain. So I was like everybody, I heard there was a curtain. Then I was told by somebody connected with the show that there was not going to be a curtain. But then on Theo's show with 4 collectors, with the 2 guys actually from the show on there, they did say that there would be some type of a curtain. I don't care if there's a curtain. I mean, there doesn't need to be a curtain.
That seems a little extreme, doesn't it?
It's like a force field that no one's going to.
I think the reasoning behind it is, and I'm only speculating. They didn't say this on Theo's interview, but I'm speculating. Strongsville was the longest running vintage show in the country, so they flipped it on its ear when they mixed it with this other show and brought modern into the mix. So they don't want to kill the branding. They're still, if you watched that video, they're still referencing it as the Strongsville show, even though they're independents. So I think they wanted to kind of slowly move, towards, all right, this is the route we're going. Maybe in a year or 2, there is no curtain. I don't know. This is just speculation on my part. But that was a brand that was out there for over 50, 60, 70 years possibly. So I think they wanted to treat it, respectfully and with kid gloves on how they were going to handle that. Is my guess. That's only a guess. Nothing that I know.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Listen, we're all of this, the curtain and, having to have to drive your car to get there and all this, it's going to be a good experience. It's going to be fun. You're going to see your friends. You're going to hang out with them after the show at the Embassy, Holiday Inn. There's going to be events going on. 5 minutes is not going to kill you. And there's going to be a great number of dealers who are going to have some awesome stuff. And whether there's a curtain or not is not going to spoil the event whatsoever.
Absolutely right.
And at the very least, what it will do is it could introduce, if you have, let's say 10,000, let's say you have like, I don't know, let's go with a good number. 1,000 people at the show. Let's just give 1,000. Could be more, could be less. I don't know. If you have 1,000 people at the show and like 400 of them are destined to go to the modern side, and you have 3 of them that never ever dabbled with vintage out of that 400 come over to the vintage side, victory. Because what you're doing is you're introducing potentially a younger, possibly younger audience, or an older audience that likes modern, and you're putting them into vintage. And I think that's going to carry over long term.
So Sammy, I actually did a video. Oh God, I don't know when it was. So you can see it on my channel, but I did a video with 3 Clevelanders. Our buddy, best friend Scott was on there. Yeah. Warren D was on there. And then young Kyle, collecting his America's Pastime, who his card store that he works in is going to be set up there. And the last time I talked to him, he wasn't sure what side that they were going to put them on. But I actually, the genesis for that show was something that Kyle said in the online chat I was doing with him that kind of really skewed in a positive way what I thought about this show. Is it's a great opportunity for people who've never even thought about vintage. Some of them, just out of curiosity, will walk over to the vintage side. And I know that I would be more than willing to talk to people about vintage cards. I think that's a great opportunity for people to, there's going to be guys on our side that we're going to go see what all this stuff is about the ultra modern stuff. Not me, but I'm going to stay on the vintage.
I will be.
Well, there you go. But I think it's a great opportunity, and there will be people who will be curious about vintage, and the dealers are going to be busy talking to customers. So, man, make yourself available. I challenge all of you guys, make yourself available. Talk about vintage doesn't matter if they're young or middle-aged like us. Talk to people about vintage. Let's build this side of the community up. I think it's a great opportunity. We're going to make this show, the people who are going, we're going to make this show as good or as bad as it's going to be. It's going to be because of us. We built it up to the show that it is, and we can make this show. It's different. It's definitely going to be different. And there's things that we're disappointed about. But man, we can make this show awesome. And it's going to be, there's going to be 100+ people just from the community, let alone all the people who are viewers that are going to be there. It's going to be great. I'm excited about it.
Good attitude.
He doesn't talk to people.
I was just replying to that. I was just going to leave him a comment.
But no, listen, it's a good opportunity for non-vintage collectors who have curiosity about it. And I don't know, from going to shows, I've actually seen a lot more younger people slowly getting into it, which is nice.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I think it's definitely going to be a unique experience with that, just from that perspective. But listen, man, for me personally, I love going on. I love this show because, for one, it's a 7.5-hour trip from where I am, and I get to go with 2 buddies of mine this time around. Last year I went by myself because B Roth couldn't go, but this year it's B Roth, and I'm driving with Dom from Steven Sports Cards. I'm glad they're both going. And so I already kind of have like a road trip itinerary set up because we're going to be leaving Thursday morning. And we're definitely going to stop at May's Drive-In in Pennsylvania. That's definitely part of the experience. I went last year. It has damn good burgers and hot dogs and fries. It's like one of those roadside joints.
Right.
You'll have to give me that information, Sammy, because I'm sure we'll be taking the same route.
Oh, yeah. And then there's also a card shop we're going to stop at. It's actually right outside of I'm forgetting the name of the school. It's actually where Christy Mathewson is buried, Bucknell. There's a card shop right outside of Bucknell University called Schaefer's, and I think it's called Schaefer's. And it's kind of cool because it's really planted in the middle of not the middle of nowhere technically, but it's about 5 miles away from the downtown area, and it's like a cabin like card shop. You walk in and it's cards everywhere. So it's a little bit of a, like a pre-Strongsville experience, but it's definitely worth checking out.
Yeah, and we're doing a frat house part 2. So we've got an Airbnb, and there's like, I swore after Cleveland I'd never do that again. Now we rented a house, and there's 6 or 7 or 8 of us now staying in that house, and so that's activity enough. And one of them happens to be Phil Gary, who's a dealer at the show. So it's going to be, we'll be purchasing before the show even starts, possibly. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun with a lot of good friends.
I will say, since I have a new, I've gotten 3 cases of Zadies now, thanks to Mike Good and a name that I will not mention because he asked me not to. But I got
You're
3
stocked
cases.
up. You bringing some?
I'm bringing some with me.
I was going to ask you about that because I saw that on Dan's video. You were holding a couple of
holding
yeah.
the Zadies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 3 cases worth now, so I got 36 Zadies that will cover me for quite some time.
You
Very
might
good.
you might need to bring some. I'm not a big drinker, but I think you owe it to a lot of us to take a sip or two just to see what the hell
I'll
you're
give you
even
one. I'm
talking
telling you right now, it is. If you like a crisp, simple beer, this is the best simple beer you'll ever have in your life.
Is it a Pilsner?
It's more like a lager. So I would compare it to a PBR, but better tasting.
Whoa, that's impossible.
No,
It's downright impossible, my
it's
friend.
possible. It's possible.
Don't cross those
Listen,
lines.
I
Sam.
love PBR. I love PBR.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, this is like a beer that, it's really a good spring beer, and we're coming upon spring, so trust me on this.
PBR is the king of the garbage beers, and I love it.
Well, Zadies is not garbage beer. That's all right, guys. We gotta wrap it up because Alex from Bowman 53 is going to be jumping on his live stream at 8 o'clock. I don't want to go over, and I believe is Theo running the 9 o'clock
Yeah.
live stream from CIA. Okay, they're doing the countdown, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
All right. Cool. So we got we're running about 2 minutes. Anybody want any final thoughts before we finish?
Now excited to see you guys.
Yeah.
We meet most of you all of you except for Sammy for the first time.
I had a question. Are there going to be name tags?
I assume Chris will probably get hello, my name is name tags for the YouTube get together.
I am so bad with names and faces.
You and me both.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's right. You said you do a lot of hey dudes. So
I do a lot of hey mans and
hey.
He does that to me, and I've known him for 3 years now.
Hey man, what's up? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's your name again?
Oh, great to see you, man. Awesome. So now what's gonna happen is if I see anybody and I say hey man to them, they're gonna think that.
I won't be offended.
Well, now Gordon. I mean, if you were another Mike, I might have trouble. Or like
there's a lot of Mikes. Yeah.
If you're not sure, just say Mike. But
Yeah.
Gordon, to your point, I have talked with Chris, and others have as well. I get to talk to Chris quite a bit, just because a lot of the chats we do, and we have brought that up. I think it's a great idea to have name tags. If you want to have a name tag, wear one. If don't, if you want to be obscure, nobody's going to care. But when in doubt, though, just say Mike, and you got a 50-50 shot. You're right.
I'm gonna put eBay on my name tag. I'm gonna walk around like eBay. I'm gonna front.
All right, guys, we got to finish up. So
thanks, Sammy.
No problem, guys. We'll see you guys, everybody. Hopefully, at Strongsville. There's gonna be more videos, I'm sure. But looking forward to seeing everybody. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys on the panel. We'll see you guys. Have a good start to your week. We'll see you soon.
Thanks.
See you, everybody.